Hello, and thank you for tuning into my talk here at DGC. My name is Louis Cataldi. I'm the Global Education Evangelist for Epic Games. And my talk today is about education and learning for Unreal Engine, Twinmotion, and the Quixel Ecosystem. Let's begin. Epic Games was founded 29 years ago. It's a global firm. We have 35 offices worldwide and currently have 2,100 employees. I started at Epic Games about 5.5 years ago, and when I started at Epic Games, we had about 350 employees. So Epic Games has grown significantly in the last couple of years. Part of what's really fueled the growth of Epic Games is Fortnite, a game that has now 350 million Fortnite accounts, and at any given time has 12.3 million concurrent users. 3.2 billion hours of Fortnite have been played, and a lot of that is because it is very frequently updated. Now, what some people don't know is that Fortnite is built on top of Unreal Engine, and it's the same exact Unreal Engine that is freely available to anyone. Anyone can go to unrealengine.com and download Unreal Engine, or you can go to GitHub and get full source code access to Unreal Engine and start developing with it right now. What's so powerful about Unreal Engine, it is this cross-platform compatible. And then Fortnite, you can actually play across multiple platforms, including consoles, mobile devices, Mac and PC, mobile devices of all different kinds. And one of the things that's been really advantageous to us in the last couple of years is that everything that goes into Fortnite goes also into Unreal Engine and becomes immediately available in each new versions of the engine. Now, some of the things that are really amazing is that Fortnite not only is a game that people play, but it's also become quite a massive social experiment, social experience. We don't only have games in there that people run around and play competitively, but also we've recently begun to have these massive in-game events. Not that long ago, we had a Travis Scott concert that was attended by 27 unique individual attendees. We had 5 different shows in there, and 45.8 million total people came to those shows. 2.5 million users also visited on Twitch and YouTube. Now, Travis Scott debuted his concert inside of Fortnite, and it was also meaningful because it became #1 on Apple Music in the US. It became #1 on Spotify in the US and #1 on Twitter in the US, becoming the largest streaming debut of the year with 44 million streams within the first week. Now, this was really significant because this was during the COVID-19 when people were not having live concerts. And this became a live in-game event and really changed in many ways the way people viewed events during times when people weren't really going outside and having events at all. So who is Epic Games and what is it that we do, and how can you view us as a company? Well, yes, we are a publisher and we publish games like Fortnite and Robo Recall, Gears of War, Unreal Tournament, Spyjinx, Infinity Blade. But we also license the technology like Unreal Engine, Twinmotion, and the Quixel Ecosystem. And people are using it for games, but of course they're also using it for lots of non-games uses like film, architecture, the automotive industry, television, broadcast, training, and simulation. And we're going to talk about a couple of those things as well. As you see in this slide, architecture, game, television, film, broadcast, training, simulation, and advertising, and here are some of those associated images. What's important to note is that there are over 10 million licensees of the engine, and that's not to mention the millions and millions of students around the world that have full access to Unreal Engine, Twinmotion, and the Quixel ecosystem, and that are using it every day to learn to use real time in the classroom. Now let's take a look at Unreal Engine for those of you who are not fully familiar with it, so let's get all on the same page.
Now.
awesome reel. So what is our vision? And what is it that's different about Epic Games? Well, a large part of it has to do with the fact that we are open and connected ecosystem that's built for creators and by creators, for people that want to build and create. And as opposed to holding the technology to ourselves and making it exclusive, we feel that we succeed when people succeed. And that's one of the reasons we make all of our tools and all of our code available to everyone. And we create tools that have unparalleled quality and fidelity and make them available immediately to everyone. And we have an enormous set of artists and designers and programmers that are the harshest critics of our tools. And that's really driving this quality and fidelity. And the philosophy is that we believe in enabling success over monetization and making every tool available for free. And if you're working on non-game properties, there are no royalties attached to using Unreal Engine, and we believe in fixed pricing for support and custom terms for anything that you want to do. So really, there's no barriers to working with Unreal Engine, Quixel, and Twinmotion, primarily because we believe really from the top down in Epic and making everything available to everyone and full access to our tool set. So much so that about a year or so ago, Tim Sweeney and the leadership of Epic set up a $100 million grant fund for those working inside of Unreal Engine, Quixel, and Twinmotion, and made this fund available to anyone who wants to build learning material, game and non-game properties. And anyone can go to unrealengine.com, look up the Epic Mega Grants, and apply for funding for projects. We've had, at this point, hundreds of projects that have been funded for making learning resources for Unreal Engine that help the community to help learn and teach Unreal Engine, or projects that do all kinds of things from art projects to building projects, and even games to be funded in this way. So if you're needing funding of any kind, please go and look up the Epic Mega Grants. It's a great way to develop Unreal Engine projects. And a lot of this really stems from Tim Sweeney's passion to develop the metaverse, which is something that he's already done in many ways with the early versions of Fortnite, which is a place where people come together and do a great many things, like the Travis Scott concert, like bringing in Marvel properties or the NFL into Fortnite. It's a place that's open to creators to participate in. It's structure to evolve existing apps and technologies for designers. And we believe in compelling content and not ad-driven environments, which is what you don't see inside of Fortnite. And I think that creating a real-time tool like Unreal Engine and then making it available across all platforms and breaking down those barriers is going to enable the metaverse in the future. Now, a lot of what you're seeing also is really moving outside of the arenas of pure gaming into lots of non-gaming fields, and you can see that very clearly, for instance, in film and television. And a lot of it has to do with the high quality visuals and real-time visuals coming outside of Unreal Engine. You can see that in pre-visualization work, episodic animation, in-camera visual effects, and we want to take the post out of post-production. A lot of people are now doing in-camera work inside of Unreal Engine, and in the old days when you would have to do principal photography and then spend months and months in post-production before a film came out, and maybe even have to go and shoot and reshoot things. Now you can do things like The Mandalorian, where they're doing everything that you would think was done inside of or out in a desert can now be done inside with full virtual backgrounds inside of Unreal Engine. And there's many, many more things, because all these tools are being built inside of Unreal Engine with deep expertise inside of our own teams, from end-to-end production efficiency with immersed background. Final pixel can be done inside of Unreal Engine. Full virtual production tools are available in there, non-linear editing tools, and all of it can be fit inside of your production pipelines with Python scripting, and you can see here in this graph, since 2016, 120 films have been done using Unreal Engine. Things like Rogue One, Solo, Game of Thrones, of course, The Mandalorian, John Wick, Blade Runner 2049, and many, many more. And a lot of this has to do with the fact that people don't want to wait months and months in post-production to see what the final pixel looks like. Shows like Safari are done entirely in Unreal Engine, and as opposed to waiting to see what the episode looks like, they can actually do dailies and see what final pixel actually looks like on the day that they air the show. Broadcast has also taken on Unreal Engine in real time. Now they can have their talent in front of a green screen and actually show what a flood looks like as it's rising, all because they can demonstrate this inside of Unreal Engine, or have lightning strike inside of the studio. Other broadcasters like Fox Sports or ESPN or any number of other companies that want to demonstrate what something that you would never be able to show inside of a broadcast studio can now do it with the use of Unreal Engine and this real-time tool set. Additionally, live events and all kinds of themed entertainment can be done using Unreal Engine. And a lot of this has to do with the full support of, comprehensive real-time tool sets and the ability to stitch projections onto different walls. This image is actually of a concert where there was a full dome set up, and we use multiple computers to stitch projections all along the wall, and this is all done in real time. So this isn't something that is pre-recorded and shown, but actually a live experience being done with advanced particle system and physics that are actually interacting with the audience in response. Another major industry that has adopted real time is the architecture, engineering, and construction industry, using both Unreal and Twinmotion to unlock the capabilities. This has huge time-saving and money-saving capabilities. One of the main reasons is because one of the most cost and time-saving things that people need is the ability to make decisions in real time. If you think about these major companies like HOK and Zaha Hadid that are in many cases building large stadiums or airports or train stations, when you've got stakeholders that are spending billions and billions of dollars, to be able to show them what a stadium looks like filled with thousands of people, and what that stadium might look like in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening, or what it looks like when it's raining or when it's snowing, and to be able to show that to all the different stakeholders, even if the stakeholders aren't even in the same room, to be able to show them that in virtual reality, and so that they understand what all the variables are in that decision-making process. The decision-making process can be very expensive, and to have this photorealistic real-time tool is really quite impactful. In architecture and construction and engineering, this frictionless data import is really critical in our ability to do the highest quality visual fidelity from concept to close. And it's scalable performance. So you get all your data into Unreal Engine, you have the ability to demonstrate photorealism, fully ray-traced environments, and you have full real-time collaboration with multiple people, even from different coasts. And all this becomes an enormous game changer, and why so many large architecture firms with hundreds of architects are moving into real time inside of Unreal Engine. Another major industry that's moving into real time in Unreal Engine is the automotive and transportation industry. Companies like Audi, GM, Air Canada, Gulfstream, Boeing are all moving into Unreal Engine for a number of reasons. Not only is it from a marketing perspective, but also design and ideation, the ability to ideate and to put yourself inside of an automobile that hasn't been built yet, even to design, even from the CAD process, to bring all that stuff into a real-time tool set and to have multiple users, once again, collaborating from multiple coasts, and to be able to future-proof your investment is really an enormous, enormous advantage. And this goes all the way through to the design and manufacturing process. When you're building an automation plant and you're building your design production plant, All that stuff makes an enormous difference in being able to, once again, future-proof the production. Training and simulation is another massive group of customers that are using Unreal Engine almost on a daily basis as they train not only engineers, not only surgeons, not only nurses and psychologists, but all different types of people are using it. Unreal Engine. NASA's using Unreal Engine to train astronauts. Surgeons are being trained with haptic interface devices to do virtual surgery of all different types. Once again, it comes down to the photorealism that they can use and the fact that we provide full source code access. So if you want to hook up haptic devices to Unreal Engine and get real-time feedback, you have full access to efficiently process data through your pipeline inside of Unreal Engine and create and manage large data streams coming straight into it, and to deliver that through multiple platforms. Another large group is the advertising and marketing group. This is very similar to film and television, but in many times, timelines are very compressed, and these groups have to get, very quick turnaround on the products that they deliver. This particular commercial was a Monster.com commercial where a tremendous amount of animation needed to be generated, and they used a puppet rig to do this fully furred character. And if they were trying to render this in a traditional way, it would have taken days and days to render. But because they were doing it in real time, they were able to capture hours of animation using a puppet rig in real time. And the client was extremely happy because they had so many choices as they delivered this work. Many other examples like this exist in our case studies, which can be seen on unrealengine.com. Having said that, let's take a deeper look at Unreal Engine and see what it is that appeals to so many people. One of the reasons it's a comprehensive tool set. You have full pipeline integration. People can bring content into Unreal Engine using Python scripting. You've got the ability to build full worlds in there, bring in all different types of animation, whether it's character animation, world animation of different types, animating of lights, cameras of all different things. You've got the ability to render photorealistic, fully stylized if you choose, do any type of lighting you want, outdoor, indoor lighting. You can use fully physically based materials and lighting examples in there. So if you want to realize fully metallic surfaces, plastic surfaces, worn, fully brand new surfaces, all of that can be realized in a fully physically based way. You can have full physics simulations with full effects, water, rain, fire, all different types of simulations can be done inside of an Unreal Engine. You have full ability to realize gameplay. We have platform support for all different types of mobile, VR, and AR devices, all integrated media types. If you want to bring in video, if you want to bring in all different types of audio, there's a fully sophisticated audio engine that is fully spatialized, so you can have full Doppler sound all around. And we've got a full suite of development tools. It works in a multiplayer framework. It's fully scalable. Once again, full AR, VR, and MR support. We've got an internal programming scripting language, so even artists and designers can prototype inside of it. You don't have to be a C++ programmer to work inside of Unreal Engine. It fully enables designers and artists to prototype as well, and it has built-in collaboration. So it's an incredibly powerful tool set for developing any type of product. And what makes it even better is that unlike our competition that has fixed features with no control of the future and is very proprietary, everything is user-added feature support. State-of-the-art visuals with open data, full support for 3D or third-party integration, and we've got all the source code available to the public for everyone to access. So there's no black boxes that people have to guess what's happening inside of Unreal Engine. And then you bring all of that content into Unreal Engine, and then you decide what it is that you want to do with it. Do you want to create still images? Do you want to create linear output like a television show? Do you want to create virtual production like a television work or film work? Do you want to create interactive experiences for a computer or a mobile device? Do you want to create fully immersive work for virtual reality or augmented reality of some different type? The reality is that you can create a single project in Unreal and have all of that come out of it. It's all up to you. And then what's even more powerful is that you can choose to do all of that from a single project and actually see all of that launch on multiple platform devices: Windows, Apple, Linux, iOS, Android, Switch, Stadia, Uplay, Nvidia, iOS. All of that can all come straight out of Unreal Engine, out of a single project base. And you can see that working right now through Fortnite. And one of the real powers of Unreal is that not just can we output from Unreal Engine, but it also ingests and brings in data from all different types of data sources. Datasmith seamlessly integrates data, as well as from Python scripting can automate the process of bringing in data. We can bring in all types of FBX files, USD files, Alembic support, as well as bringing in data from 3D Studio Max, Cinema 4D, Revit, Rhino, SolidWorks, VRED, DeltaGen, processed through Datasmith, going straight into Unreal Engine. And all of that can, once again, output directly into AR and VR, and Unreal immediately recognizes these devices. You don't have to do anything special or fancy in order to work with virtual reality. As a matter of fact, there's a fully integrated virtual reality editor within Unreal, so you can actually edit worlds in virtual reality. Now, we are currently in version 4.25 of Unreal Engine. There's 4.26 in the works right now, but we recently announced Unreal Engine 5, which will be in early access in 2021. A few weeks ago, we showed a sneak peek, which I want to share with you all as well. And this is really quite spectacular. Let's take a look. Unreal Engine 5 will be available in 2021, and it will feature some amazing new technologies, including Nanite, which is virtualized geometry. So, unlike before, now you'll be able to bring in very high billions of triangles into the engine, as you can see from this image. No more need for polygon count budgets or normal maps. Technologies like Lumen, which is fully dynamic real-time global illumination. Instantly reacting to light in the scene changes. No more light map baking, no more need for UV maps. Virtualized textures. So we'll use the highest quality 8K cinematic assets inside of real-time engine. Spatialized audio, realistic 3D sound feels will increase immersion in all these environments. So Unreal Engine 5 is already looking quite amazing, but don't worry, everything you learn about Unreal Engine 4 will certainly help and suit you in Unreal Engine 5. Now, additionally, Twinmotion is also available to developers, and for those of you who focus almost entirely on architectural visualization, Twinmotion might be something that you all need to look at. Twinmotion creates stunning visualizations in just a matter of clicks, and it's a much more simplified interface. It's very easy to learn, and thousands of high-quality assets are already available with beautiful materials, full foliage examples. Also has stunning lighting, and it's very easy to achieve these high-quality looks with just a couple of clicks. With Twinmotion, you can create high-quality images. You can create full 360 video, full VR walkthroughs and panoramas in just a matter of minutes. Let's take a look at Twinmotion and see what that looks like. Also, if you have an Epic ID and you work with Unreal Engine and have access to the Epic ecosystem with the Epic ID, you have access to Quixel and the Quixel toolset. And this is another amazing set of tools and an enormous library. You have access to the Megascans library, which is the world's largest and fastest growing library of photorealistic photogrammetry scans. And it's fueled by efficient, high scalable, high quality assets for any production pipeline. Additionally, you have access to Bridge, which is a content management system which allows you to bring in all of the Megascans content directly into your Unreal Engine projects without any problems, as well as having full access to Mixer. And Mixer is a tool that allows you to bring in a variety of different materials and then blend them together with all different types of noise algorithms and create your own unique material types and paint them onto 3D assets. This is an incredible tool set, an incredible library of things that you can use, not only textures but also 3D assets that are all photogrammatically scanned, and a beautiful suite of tools. Let's take a look at this content. So that's a lot. Unreal Engine, Twinmotion, Quixel content, and Quixel ecosystem. How do we learn all these things? How do we gain knowledge to be able to use the breadth and width of Unreal Engine, as well as the Quixel toolset, ecosystem of content, and Twinmotion? Well, don't worry. What I'm going to show you now is the student reel, and this is all work done by students from all over the world, and it's meant to inspire you and not depress you, but rest assured that this is amazing work, and if they can do it, certainly we all can do it. Let's check it out. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's see, where do I have the student reel? I'll show it to you in a moment here. Hold on. 1 second, let me grab it. While I am finding it here, just bear with me for 1 second. Here's the student showcase. quite inspiring. Now, the good news is that you don't need to be depressed about all that amazing student work, because at Epic we have a tremendous number of ways to learn Unreal Engine. You can learn online. You can learn in remote classrooms and in classrooms, because we've got training centers and we've got Unreal Academies and we've got Unreal Fests. You can learn at different individual educational events, and we have a variety of different guides that we also release that we're going to talk about. But before we get into that stuff, I want to talk a little bit about what's happening and the trends that are actually occurring, because we've also done a variety of research that can help inform what is the value of learning Unreal Engine in real time. And we worked with a company called Burning Glass, which is a labor analytics company that researches really and scrubs all of the job boards throughout North America. And we've recently scrubbed the job boards throughout Europe as well, to try and see what are the trends in hiring for real-time and 3D skills. And what we've discovered is that demand for 3D graphic skills and real-time jobs is growing at an incredible rate. The demand for 3D graphics is growing 42%, whereas the demand for 3D real-time skills are growing 600% faster than overall market in general. And the salary premiums for those particular jobs are also incredibly high. And all of this can be downloaded on this Burning Glass report, which you can get from unrealengine.com, or by going to the Burning Glass and looking for a report called Visualizing the Future. Now, the types of jobs that everyone is looking for are visualization specialists, simulation specialist, previs generalist, experiential design, technical artist, virtual designers, and construction specialists. And one of the things that we've done at Epic is we've created this creators field guide for careers in interactive 3D, which once again you can download at unrealengine.com, because it can be very interesting and challenging to understand how your skill set fits in and what part of Unreal Engine in real time really you would need to master in order to understand. So we've created this guide that helps people to understand how they should approach Unreal Engine as they're trying to understand where they fit into interactive 3D. So I encourage you to go to Unreal Engine and download the Creators Field Guide, because it can be really helpful in sort of understanding how to approach real-time skills. Now, at Epic, we have invested quite significantly in the learning resources for Unreal Engine. If you go to unrealengine.com, you can go to the Learn drop-down menu at the top menu bar, and you will be led through the Learn Online, Learn in Class, and Learn at Events. And it will give you immediate access to a variety of different pathways that we've created for learning Unreal Engine. One of the immediate ones is our online learning portal. So you can see here a screenshot of unrealengine.com, and you can see learning and support, and we've got our online learning. We've created a university level online learning platform. You can also get access to it by going to learn at unrealengine.com, where we've created currently up to 65 free full courses on Unreal Engine, Quixel, and Twinmotion, available in 4 different languages. And these are all completely free courses that you can start learning Unreal Engine right now. These are all video-based courses. They come with full assessments. They're all curated into learning paths, and they're fully interactive with assessments. And once you take one of these courses, you're actually given a micro-credential, or a badge in essence, that you can share on LinkedIn, Facebook, on Twitter, sort of to track your progress as you continue to learn, but also to share your progress. And this can be really helpful if you yourself are an instructor, or if you're sharing your progress with other students. If you are an instructor and you want to send your students to Unreal Engine, this can also be really helpful as well, because you can have them come back and show that they've completed courses on our learning platform as well. And you can see that you can actually go to your achievements and track your progress and say that you've completed X number of courses, and they all stack up here. And these are all amazing courses of all different kinds. You can learn about lighting in the engine, rendering, virtual reality, virtual production. You can learn about making mobile games. You can learn about doing architectural visualization of different kinds. All different types of courses that are available on learn.unrealengine.com. Additionally, if you are an educator, if you're a trainer, if you're someone who's trying to teach someone Unreal Engine and you are pressed to build your own teaching material, you can go to our instructor section where you can actually download guides for teaching Unreal Engine. Once again, this is all at no cost to educators or schools, and even if you're a learner, you can benefit from this material. We've got guides built for instructors, all released through Creative Commons. So it actually is released through PowerPoint slides, through documents that have projects that you can assign to students that come with terminology sheets, once again with quizzes and tests, coupled with have been localized into Spanish as well. And this is one that actually has been built for teaching Blueprints, which is the internal scripting programming language inside of Unreal Engine, one for teaching virtual reality inside of Unreal Engine, one for teaching game development with Unreal Engine. This one's the general 22 lectures on teaching the overview of the engine, and one that's currently about to come out, which is teaching design visualization with Unreal Engine. Once again, these are all beautifully developed. These are some samples of the slides that you can see. And once again, the idea here, these are released as PowerPoint slides, so you don't have to use them as is. You can use them, some slides, you can take material out of the slides. Releasing these through Creative Commons allows you to do with them as you will. Now, we release so much material for education purposes that it can be valuable to subscribe to our educational newsletter. And you can get to it by going to the educational web pages on unrealengine.com, and you can see that there's a link to subscribe to the newsletter. And this is really valuable because we release a lot of information about new upcoming learning resources, career articles, events that we are hosting. For instance, in July of 2020, we have Unreal Fest, which is another free event where we have, I don't know, 20, 30 different courses on various parts of Unreal Engine and Twinmotion and Quixel that are all free courses, all virtual courses that are available to anyone who wants to learn Unreal Engine or Quixel or Twinmotion. And all of that stuff is advertised through our newsletter, the education newsletter, as well as all the different videos that become available through our training streams, because we stream on Twitch once or twice a week as well. Now, it's also important to realize that we have very robust documentation for all of these tools. And the better you learn to use Unreal Engine documentation, the better you're going to become. This engine is a professional tool set, and it's a massive tool set. It's over 15 million lines of code that make up Unreal Engine, and constantly more and more features are being added to it. So all the new features are going into the beta and experimental section at the bottom, but we've got a full C++ API, Blueprint API, Python API, as well as all the engine features are available, gameplay guide, visual scripting, and so forth and so on. It becomes really important to learn to embrace the documentation of the engine. But there's also free support for the engine. It's called Answer Hub, answers at unrealengine.com. So if you are learning Unreal Engine and you've started developing a project and you're not 100% sure how to approach a particular situation, and you've searched Google and you've searched the documentation, you can always go to answer at unrealengine.com and post a question in here. One of the best ways to use Answer Hub is to search to make sure that someone hasn't already posted the question before, but this is completely community supported, and so it doesn't mean that someone from Epic immediately is going to answer, but it does mean that there's a large community of developers that are in here either answering questions or have already answered a question, and it's posted here. Now, it's also really valuable to realize that once again, for the last 4 to 5 years, we've been streaming on Twitch, and this is our developers, the programmers that write the features, the technical artists, the designers and the artists are posting videos about the features of the engine, and we archive all of that on YouTube. So there's a whole massive playlist with 393 videos of many of the key features to the engine, all on a YouTube playlist called Inside Unreal. So you can see some of the recent ones are the state of audio in 4.25. This is a very recent video. Or how to use Blender with Unreal Engine. Or our new Niagara visual effects system. If you're used to the old Cascade system, how do you switch to Niagara? So this is a massive playlist that I really encourage anyone interested in learning Unreal to go and investigate. Additionally, there's a whole playlist here of tips and tricks. And whereas you saw in this previous playlist, some of these videos get to be 2 hours, hour and a half in length, we have a whole section here that can be a lot smaller. And so some of these tips and tricks can be 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 minutes long, which are much easier to consume. And texts you, and shares with you how to use reflections better, the variant manager, ray tracing, or the sun position system, or cinematic depth of field, and it can be a little more easy to consume some of these videos. We also have a whole getting started with Unreal Engine section, which gives you full tutorials by Epic developers on using the essentials of Blueprint, skeletal mesh system, how to use our particle systems, all kinds of learning paths in there, as well as having done these events that we do, Unreal Dev Days, Indie Dev Days, in which case we have all different types of very specialized tracks, and all of that stuff gets captured and archived on YouTube as well. We also have an entire team dedicated to webinars, and this is where you're going to see things very specific to, for instance, using AR and VR, architectural visualization webinars, manufacturing webinars, unlocking the possibilities of architectural design, so forth. Now make sure you check these out because these tend to be a little bit more specialized and non-game focused. Additionally, there's a large community of users and instructors on YouTube that are some of our favorite content, and this is just some of the guys that we like on the educational side. Make sure you check out the Cinematographer Database if you're interested in virtual production. That's an amazing YouTube channel. Matthew Wadstein, who works with us very frequently, has an amazing YouTube channel where he's broken down many of the blueprint nodes. Ryan Manning has an amazing YouTube channel. There's a lot of great tech art here. Sean Foster is a professor at Rochester Institute of Technology who does a lot of great courses on YouTube. Dean Ashford, CG Howe, Tech Art Aid. Some great stuff here. Make sure you take a screenshot of this and follow some of these instructors. These are all very good Unreal Engine instructors on YouTube. Additionally, there's a Discord channel for Unreal Engine called Unreal Engine Slackers. This is a great place to go and talk to. Many of our developers are spending time in here. If you use Slack and you go to these channels, you can find a lot of great solutions for many, many questions that you'll have about Unreal, as well as on Facebook. We have huge communities on Facebook. Probably one of the ones that has a lot of popularity right now is the Unreal Engine Virtual Production Facebook group. And this is frequented by a great many people that are currently working in virtual production, making movies inside of Unreal Engine. But there's also an education community group. There's also a help desk in there. There's a job board for Unreal Engine developers. So make sure you take a picture of this slide if you're following along. And go follow us on Facebook because there's a A great many people in the community on Facebook that are very active. Another great learning resource is udemy.com. We've got a couple of courses that are approved by Epic or that have received one of the Epic Mega Grants in development. If you're interested in learning C++, very specifically with a bent on using it to develop Unreal Engine, either gameplay or extending the functionality of the engine, our good friend Ben Tristram has a massive course on Udemy that has been already taken by some 200,000 students. It has a 4.6 star out of 5-star rating with that many students. So this is a very good course for learning C++. Also, Chris Murphy, who is our evangelist in Australia, has developed a great course for how to develop your first 2 games in Unreal Engine. This is another very good course, rated 4.5 stars, 50,000 students enrolled. Another good friend, Tom Lumen, created Unreal Engine 4 Mastery for multiplayer gaming. If your interest is in game development, this is another very highly rated course and with a strong focus on multiplayer gaming. There's also some great courses just in general. Some of these slides here show just some of these really nice courses that you can see all have great many stars. And this is just some of our friends that develop high quality courses and post them on Udemy. Many of these courses go on sale for $9, $10, even though they tend to be rated at $150, $200. Quite often you'll see them for $10 a pop. Now, another thing that's very important to note is that we release a tremendous amount of free content on our marketplace. As a matter of fact, every month for the last year or so, we've released 5 free assets on our marketplace. And that's through the Epic Games launcher. If you go to the Epic Games launcher in the Unreal Engine section, there's a marketplace section, and every month there's free content there. And I mention this because there's a lot that can be learned from the content that's released through the marketplace. We also usually announce it on Facebook and Twitter as well. But this marketplace content is amazing content. And some of the content in there has art assets. It's got blueprints, for instance, like this sky system. It's got a locomotion system. And if you go and open them up, you'll see that all the code is completely available. And you can see, for instance, in this locomotion system, how all of this code was generated and in many cases used as an example for work that you're doing yourself. So I strongly encourage you to check out the marketplace content, and even if you don't need it for a project you're doing immediately, go and claim the free content with your Epic ID for future use. Additionally, Epic Games, prior to really the success of Fortnite, had another game called Paragon that was also quite successful. But when Fortnite really took off, we decided that we didn't want to support 2 major games. So we decided not to continue with Paragon. And instead of letting the art content from Paragon just sit on a hard drive somewhere, Tim Sweeney and the executives at Epic decided to release all that content for free on our marketplace. So you can go to the Epic marketplace and go to the Epic free content and see that we've released $17 million worth of the characters and environments in there for free. And once again, this is an incredibly valuable learning resource. In this, you will see that there's full animations for these characters, all the materials, a great many of the particle systems and audio are available for all of these characters as well. So I strongly encourage you to go and download these and learn from them. Learn how the animations are built for them, how the state machines are built for them, the animation blueprints. It's super valuable. And as we start to wrap up my presentation today, I also want to mention that we have a wealth of community support and websites. One of the really valuable ones is the UE4 Style Guide. If you're learning to build projects inside of Unreal Engine and those projects begin to grow, you want to develop a good, strong naming convention and directory structure. And one of the best places to go is to the UE4 Style Guide, which is a GitHub page that will show you all the proper naming conventions to use for your project, as well as all the directory structure. It's a great resource. All you have to do is look up UE4 Style on any Google or search engine. Additionally, Tom Lumen, who I mentioned before, has a great website that teaches a lot about C++. He has a lot of sample projects. He teaches also a lot about multiplayer development. Another really great resource. He's an Epic Mega Grant recipient. If you're interested in learning more about blueprinting, which is the internal scripting language inside of Unreal Engine, Marcos Romero, who's a Brazilian developer, has a great website called Romero Blueprints, and he's got just a huge list of resources for learning blueprints. And then he also developed the Blueprint Instructor Guide for us, which is a great resource. Another one of our friends, Mohammed Moim, developed UE4.xyz, which is a website that has some really helpful learning materials. Mohammed just also recently developed a Python scripting course on Udemy. So Python is very helpful pipeline scripting tool or scripting language, which can be really helpful as you integrate pipelines inside of Unreal Engine. And then additionally, there's a great website called UE4 Resources, which has a whole bunch of projects available for download, including AI projects, 2D projects, virtual reality projects, 3D samples, as well as a whole host of plugins. This is a great site for learning Unreal Engine, for downloading projects that can be used in a variety of different ways, with free templates and free projects that you can dissect and learn how simple games are made. I strongly encourage you, if you're learning Unreal, to once again go to El Housin's website and learn from him, because he's a great developer. So that's a tremendous amount of material. I hope this was valuable. I hope you've learned some things and that you can take this material away and embrace Unreal Engine. Remember, it's free to download. It's free to develop on. Twinmotion, if you're in the educational space, if you're a student, if you're an educator, it's free to download and use. And the Quixel Ecosystem is also free with an Epic ID. The Megascans library, Bridge and Mixer are all completely free to use. All of our learning material is completely free. It's not monetized. We don't monetize any of our learning material. So get out there and start learning. And once again, thank you for your time. And I hope you have a great conference. And come visit us at ueacademia.com. And we look forward to seeing you at one of our conferences in the near future. Thanks again.